Who was the first human to believe in an afterlife? What if the most important idea in human history wasn't fire, or language, or even civilization itself? What if it was a single thought? A thought that changed humanity forever. A thought born beside a silent body thousands of years ago. The thought was simple: what happens after death? And that question may have created religions, shaped civilizations, and transformed the human mind forever. But who was the first human to believe that death wasn't the end? To find out, we must travel back more than 100,000 years to a time before history began. For most of Earth's history, death was simply death. Animals died, their bodies disappeared, life moved on. Early humans likely experienced death in much the same way. A member of the group would die, the body remained, but the person was gone. No one knew where they had gone. No one knew why. Then something extraordinary happened. Human intelligence evolved. Imagination appeared. And for the first time, our ancestors began asking impossible questions. Where did the dead go? Could they return? Did something survive after death? Or was death truly the end? The earliest clues come from ancient graves. Archaeologists have discovered burials dating back roughly 100,000 years. These were not accidents. Bodies were carefully positioned, protected from the elements, sometimes buried alongside tools, ornaments, weapons, and objects of value. This raises a fascinating question. Why would anyone give possessions to the dead? Why place valuable objects beside someone who could never use them again? Unless they believed the dead still could. Perhaps these ancient graves represent humanity's first belief in an afterlife. Perhaps they reveal the moment humans began imagining a world beyond death. But the mystery goes even deeper. Some evidence suggests modern humans may not have been the first. Neanderthals, our ancient relatives, may have buried their dead long before recorded history. In caves across Europe and the Middle East, archaeologists discovered remains that appear intentionally buried. Some sites even suggest flowers may have been placed beside the dead. If true, this changes everything, because it would mean the desire to honor the dead, and perhaps belief in something beyond death, maybe older than our own species. Before we continue, I want to hear your opinion. Do you believe death is truly the end, or do you think something survives beyond it? Let us know in the comments below. Now let's continue. As human societies grew, ideas about death became more complex. Ancient people began imagining something invisible, something separate from the body, something that could survive. Today, we call it the soul. But thousands of years ago, it was simply an attempt to explain a mystery. A person could laugh, dream, love, think, and then suddenly they were gone. The body remained, yet the person had vanished. To ancient minds, the explanation seemed obvious. Something had left, something unseen, something immortal. Once humans began believing death wasn't the end, everything changed. Religions emerged. Burial rituals became sacred. Entire civilizations organized themselves around preparing for what came next. Nowhere is this more visible than ancient Egypt. The Egyptians believed death was not an ending. It was a doorway, a transition into another world. To prepare for that journey, they preserved bodies through mummification. They filled tombs with treasures, food, weapons, and sacred objects. The pyramids themselves stand as enormous monuments to humanity's belief in life beyond death. But Egypt was not alone. Across the world, cultures developed different visions of eternity, different gods, different heavens, different stories, yet all rooted in the same question: what happens when we die? Thousands of years later, science has explained much about life, but death remains one of humanity's greatest mysteries. We understand how the body dies, yet the deeper questions remain unanswered. Why are we here? What happens next? Is there truly an afterlife, or is it humanity's oldest dream? The remarkable truth is that nobody knows. Not today, and not 100,000 years ago, but somewhere in the distant past. One human being looked at death and refused to accept silence. They imagined something beyond the grave, and that single idea may have changed human history forever. The first person who believed in an afterlife left no name, no writings, no monument, yet their idea survived. It spread across continents, inspired religions, built civilizations, and still shapes billions of lives today. Perhaps the greatest mystery isn't whether an afterlife exists. Perhaps the greatest mystery is why humans have always believed it might. Subscribe to Hidden Origins and join us as we uncover the mysteries buried beneath history.